If you're like me, you might find it strange how there's such stigma associated with certain recreational activities. The prime example of what I'm talking about is video games. People, mostly parents, constantly tell gamers, "You're wasting your life," and "It's such a nice day outside and you're cooped up in a dark room. Go outside and explore the world." To a certain extent I agree, mainly because I live in England and there are so few nice days. But what's weird is how people don't typically attach the same stigma to sitting inside and painting, or playing a musical instrument, or reading. Games can be just as much an immersive story experience as a good film or book, and an interest in video games can lead to a number of creative outlets, such as writing, art and design, or performing. Or maybe you play them just to blow off some steam, but society tries to make you feel bad for doing what you enjoy. This is highlighted even more so with the recent release of the Pokemon Go app, which is even more absurd since gamers are now going outside and getting fresh air, the very thing these complainers have been asking gamers to do. Though it does get a bit out of hand when people take it too far, like when people run across moving traffic to get at a Vaporeon, but as with anything there will be people who take it too far, who don't represent the average user. And then you get the type of people, mostly at university, who have somehow made it a societal belief that going out clubbing is the social thing to do, and staying in, doing anything else, is sad. Now, this is mostly restricted to mid to late teens, but at that time, at least for a short while, your peers, a fraction of society, tries to tell you how you should be enjoying yourself. And of course, not everyone wants to stand around in a noisy club, trying and failing to converse with people over loud music that they don't even like. Another example of what society makes us think is super cool is travelling. There are people in the world who love travelling. They spend months or even years at a time travelling around different countries. Others prefer going for a week or two at a time to a single destination. It's brilliant to experience different cultures, foods, people, history, and awesome locations, meet fellow travellers on the way, do crazy fun activities, or just relax in a hammock. But it's important to remember that some people don't like it. It might be hard to accept. Who doesn't like adventuring, exploring new places, meeting new friends? But different strokes for different folks. Some people don't like sleeping in a strange hostel bed, or not having a place to call home. And some nights you just want to sit on your own sofa and watch a film, and not go out wandering the city sightseeing for the 4th day in a row. And societal pressure is the reason many people are stuck in dead-end office jobs that they hate, rather than doing something they're passionate about, for perhaps a less stable income. And I realise that some people have dependents and bills to pay, and they can't just drop everything to chase an unrealistic dream of being a film star, but there are a lot of people who could ditch their generic banking job they hate to chase their dream of being a photographer or run their own business. Societal pressures make you think you should be doing something that you don't necessarily want to do. And finally, there's the stigma forced upon us from the previous generation. People tend to hate change. Each generation tends to look down at the next generation with disdain. The older generations look at a bus full of people with their heads in their smartphones and complain that no one communicates properly anymore. But no one ever made this much of a fuss when people had their face in a newspaper or magazine, or complained that people with earphones in were isolating themselves. But the smartphone zombie look is different, and we don't like different. You yourself have probably complained at the next generation. I mean, look at them. In my day, we used to go out and play and use our imaginations. Now every kid has a tablet so they can watch TV shows all the time. And what is this crap they watch now? In my day, we had great shows like Kenan and Kel and Saved by the Bell. You see, people like to complain about how things aren't what they used to be. So what can we do to change society? As far as I can tell, not much. The older generations, who are more likely to have racist and homophobic prejudices, who look down on the younger generations for being overprivileged and self-entitled, will soon die and hopefully take their idiotic beliefs with them. As each generation of people dies, society's beliefs will reflect the younger generations, who are generally going to be better educated and have less prejudices, though they'll still probably complain about the generation after them. My advice is to die in good time, having taught the next generation to complain less than you do. Good luck. Although, having said that, advances in communication have made it easier to complain, and modern medicine is making us live longer. Shit.